Ryan.
And I'm Brian.
And we are here to do a Magic Origins draft tonight. We're going to do 8-4s. Finally back to 8-4s after Holiday Cube and was it Modern Masters 2015? We did 6-2-2-2s, so we're going to go back to 8-4s. Brian and I have played a little bit of this format, but I feel like I've got a decent grasp on it. I watched a little bit of the Pro Tour. I've done 2 sealeds. Brian's done a couple drafts? 1 draft? 2 drafts?
3 drafts, I think.
Yep, and I've consumed a lot of Origins content online, which, pro tip, if you have a family or don't have a lot of time to play Magic, but you have time to, kind of watch videos in the background while you do something else, it's a great way to get better at Magic without having, 3 hours to sit down and play a chunk. So I've consumed some. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of the format, so we'll see how we do here in our first 8-4 tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into queue. First one in the queue, hopefully. Did I not click? There we go.
There we go.
And we'll see how we do. I like all the colors in the format, so really looking to draft what's open, not really trying to avoid anything. Brian, I don't know if you have any comments.
No, I think that this is a relatively curve heavy, but relatively flat format where there's not really, a ton of all-star cards. There's a lot of good cards, but I think after a few formats where some of the rares would just hit the table, you go, oh, how can I ever beat this? I think we might be a little bit back more into
End boss.
Same Magic. I hope we fight End boss in the finals. That would be the best.
So here we go. Let's see what we open up.
And I hope if we reduce him to 20, from 20 to 0, he starts flashing red and gets new attacks.
Something like that. Yeah. We haven't even seen his final form yet.
Yes. Alrighty. What do we got here?
Alright, we got a pretty good rare. I'm gonna see if I can.
Yeah,
that
you guy.
Talk while
I actually had that guy in the finals, and he was absolutely amazing. Whenever he's a 6/6 flyer for 6, and I'm already sold. But whenever a permanent owned by another player is put in a graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card, but you lose 1 life. It's still just fantastic. I don't really see anything that takes me away from that. Some other cards that I kind of like are Ring Warden's okay. The Bogard Brute can be good. Water Courser is okay. But I don't think there's anything that's...
There's nothing close to how good. This is... this guy is by far the best. Put this into a color that I like too, so we'll see where we go from here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Not a whole lot of black to follow this up, but I don't think we're really married.
Nope.
Swift Reckoning is great. It's removal. It's cheap removal. It's not unconditional removal, but it's still good. White's one of the better colors. Black-white is enchantment theme, but we don't really need to go into that heavily. If we really want to stick with black, I'd say Nantuku Husk would be what we're considering. I'm actually been fairly happy with Nantuku Husk, but you don't want a bunch of them.
That's right.
So I don't know if picking one second is really the way we want to be going, or if we want to keep ourselves more open.
I think Swift Reckoning as a 2-mana removal spell is just, again, this most superior card in the pack here. I think it's the next. Again, you're looking at something like a Bogart Brute, Nantuku Husk, a Knight, Ring Warden. Those are all fine. I think this is just far and away better than them. So we're gonna stick with that and see where we go. And another pretty poor pack.
We did some good work with Consecrated by Blood last time, but I don't think we want to get second.
Well, the question is, so I actually think it might be the pick. What would you take over it here?
Yeah.
Weak card.
No.
So James Daytone, weak. The Crowan Jailer, weak. Okay, is a one probably in a white deck, but not great.
Vile's okay.
Cycles, but if this is okay if you're in the blue-red artifact deck, which we're not.
Yeah.
Not heading that way. Not good. Okay. We could try to get on the Infectious Bloodlust bandwagon, which I think I'd rather just stick with.
Honestly, it's between that and the Gorger.
But I feel like you can get these at any time.
Exactly, and we don't really want another 6-drop.
And this is with the white
Yeah,
black enchantment theme. So we'll see. Maybe we go.
There was that
maybe we go
Oromancer.
that route.
Mrs. Revelation. Oh, that's
Yeah, so that's a huge... It's a good card, but this is not really a 7-mana format.
yeah.
And we're not seeing green being that open,
Nope.
I don't think. So
There's Read the Bones.
So I think if I were to narrow it down immediately to what I think the two best cards are, it would be Read the Bones and Disperse. Disperse is very good in this format as a tempo card.
Yep.
It's really good with, like, you know, we play this on a creature and they just bounce our creature and this goes bye-bye. So we could try to do like a wipe. I feel like you can get these. I feel like you can get a Read the Bones more readily than a Disperse.
Have we been seeing other blue? What about
seen some Reading Wardens?
What about Calculate Dismissal? I think Disperse is probably better.
I think Disperse is better in the
yeah.
format. Let's pick Disperse. We're not missing anything. We can
Sure.
get a Read the Bones later if we feel like that's what's open. Here's another Disperse. Ooh, look at this. Really late. Try to do Elves. I mean, this is late enough that...
Yeah, 3/4 for 4 with reach is fine. I mean, there is an Undead Servant, which, if we want to do the zombie train 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, you guys did zombies last week. I do think so. All right, 30 seconds. I think unconditionally this is the best card in the pack.
Yep. But I think green is. We've been getting some greenish signals.
I'm certainly not taking. It's not worth anything, but I think that it pairs with black if you can get black green elves. I'm not like heartbroken about anything else here. Another Disperse is okay. Sphinx's Tutelage is okay, and sort of like a controlling deck. Let's try this. See what happens. And here's an elf.
It's an okay elf.
It's an elf.
Yeah.
What would you? Do you have an argument over any of this?
Foundry.
I do like Foundry consoles.
But yeah, I mean, if we want to try and get on, yeah. Eyelight Assassin is okay. There's not a whole lot of 1 toughness stuff I want to kill, but it's okay. Like after combat,
it's okay after combat. There is some 1 toughness stuff.
Yeah, let's take it.
I think it's good enough, and the fact that we just grabbed an Elf Lord.
Yep. Yeah, 3/3 for 3 is great.
And black looks. So this guy's okay.
Yeah.
And Read the Bones. Like I said, we can kind of get these. We can get. I think your deck doesn't really need more than 1, maybe 2.
Is Cullblade good?
It's a good question. I mean, we will be trading off creatures. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's whenever a creature.
That's right.
Opponent
No, I understand.
controls.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't think it's great. What else would you take over it?
Read the Bones, but maybe we do want another low drop. If we had more removal right now, I'd be a lot happier with Cullblade. But yeah, let's.
I think we get another Read the Bones.
Okay.
At some point, I know. Of course, we immediately get a second.
Yeah.
Cullblade to try.
That
I do not like
for
this
the
card that much.
Sideboard. I like that card, but anyways, there's also the Caterpillar for the sideboard or the Cullblade, I guess,
or the sidearm,
or the sidearm. Sidearm might be the choice if we're thinking we're going into elves, being able to move around a 1/1 to let your kind of crappy elves trade up, like Eyelight Assassin, then trading up seems good.
Having a couple Cullblades with not much removal at this point seems questionable. So.
I mean, Centaur in case we get...
I think Centaur is a fine card.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're missing anything by taking it.
Sure.
This works with elves.
That's great with elves. Actually, that's a fantastic card if you have a bunch of elves.
I think this card I just don't like.
No, I don't like it either.
So
I think we'd have to be... I think we'd have to be like prohibitively aggressive to make that card worthwhile.
Power 3 or greater. Yeah, so I think cut another Gorger. Maybe this. I don't think there's a world we play 2 Gorgers.
If we end up with... No, there is. If we end up with like 2 of those 2/1s.
The Leaf Gilders.
Yeah, exactly. Leaf Gilders. That's the one.
I actually don't mind this card.
No.
Take it.
No, I think it's okay.
We not start it, but it's okay.
A card that says draw a card and costs 3 has to be pretty bad before it's not.
So we are looking. This is a curve dependent format, so we are really going to be looking to fill out our 2s and 3s here in the next couple packs. Doesn't mean we'll be against taking a good 4, especially to replace like a Return Centaur or something. but we're definitely looking for lower drops if we can get them, and immediately see none.
Titanic Growth could be okay.
Yeah.
I'm worried that we're gonna get cut on green. I think we kind of passed some green.
Could be, but if we cut black, I'd rather be heavier black.
Sure.
At this point, so, and this is kind of a weak. I mean, we haven't seen like any really great packs here. There's a couple decent blue cards. Celestial Flare's okay. This is okay. This is again okay. I don't think we want another Centaur.
If we're light in removal, we'll want some tricks.
We'll want some tricks. So we'll take the growth here and be not happy with it.
I like Fetid Imp.
Another pretty weak pack. I think this is pretty good. This
Yeah.
Pyromantis Goggles can be good, but it's not.
What about Ram Roller? No, never mind. We need another artifact.
Yeah.
I just like Juggernauts so much.
You do.
I really like Fetid Imp.
I think Fetid Imp is the pick here. Yep.
It just shuts down certain decks.
Another Coldblade.
There's a Shambling Ghoul though too.
I like Shambling Ghoul. I think we have enough high end at this point. We can skip the Maulers and just go with the Ghoul.
I think Shambling Ghoul is fantastically well positioned in this format.
What does this card do? Return all non-land permanents. So this is a massive bounce spell. Okay.
Yeah, but it's two-sided.
Yeah. Maybe we can the other Callblade wield. I didn't.
Yeah, or Way to the
looking
Underworld
forward to it, but it's a potential wheel as is this. So
I'm actually pretty happy to pick up that zombie there though.
Foil displacement. Sylvan Messenger. Okay, so we got some good options here. How many elves do we have at this point? 1, 2, 3. So it'd be pretty. I think we'd really want to be in the 7 or 8 range with Sylvan Messenger. For it to be good.
And there's also
it does trample, which goes with this. Yeah. Empath is also pretty good. This is also pretty good.
I think I like the Empath more than the Messenger.
I like the Empath here.
Okay.
And we're all in 4 drops, so there's no curve consideration, really.
Yeah.
So maybe one of them will wheel.
Yeah, the other question would be Rogue's Passage.
Yeah, but I think
we can probably pick one up later.
Maybe, or we might be too color dependent, really.
Well, Llanowar Waste will help with that.
Yeah, I actually think that's the pick here.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You don't like the Bloodsucker? I think it's okay.
I think it's okay, but I think you want that to be like the top of your curve, and I feel like there's better top of the curve cards, and you want to be aggressive. I saw someone played against me, and I was more aggressive than them, and it just hurt them way more than it hurt me. I actually think Llanowar Waste is the pick here. We want something to help fix our mana. We've got a couple double black, double green type stuff here, so
yeah,
I'm happy with that. Happy enough. Wild Instincts for removal.
Wild Instincts is a good removal. I really like Macabre Waltz. I also like Evolving Wilds. I also like Revenant. Like, this is a pack. I also like Might of the Masses. Like, all of those I would not be upset if we took right here.
But I think we have to take the removal here. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, because we have 1 trick and like a Fetid Imp.
Yeah.
It's another 4, but
I think we might be
okay.
We might
get
this eventually. So again, we're just trying to focus on lowering our curve if we can. How about this guy?
If we're aggressive enough.
Otherwise, we'd be looking at a Bloodsucker. I don't think Reclaim is very playable.
Reclaim's terrible.
This is.
Yeah, I'm between the Construct and the Bloodsucker.
I actually feel like we might need him as a blocker.
Okay, sure. Or yeah, yep. If we wheel that other Cullblade, jeez,
that's late.
Grab the Evolving Wilds though.
Yeah, or we could take this and try to grab a Wilds later.
That's true.
Well, this could allow us to. The Swift Reckoning could be really good for us.
Sure.
On the splash. So I actually think that's better.
Yeah, because we want that pretty early.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd play 2 of these.
Probably a Night Snare for the sideboard. In case we're against something like some really late threat we can't beat.
I don't mind this.
No, I don't mind it either.
So we might be a little more control-ish.
Yeah.
And look to finish off with some high-end stuff here.
That Demon is a good finish.
I actually like this
Coldblade came back.
I think we take the Coldblade.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy to see that guy come back.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think let's go.
Or do we have enough elves?
Not yet. One. We still. I think we have the same. No, we got the empath. So now we have 4 elves. This will be the 5th. I think it's. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'd probably go the other way, but I would go the other way. I would go the other way if I was by myself, but I'm glad that we went your way because I think it's more fun.
Fair enough. All right, so I'd love to see some 2 and 3 drop elves here in this pack, and I think it would finish out the deck pretty well. I would not mind a Reeve Soul as well.
Yeah, or any of the removals would be I'd be pretty happy with. Dead Bridge Shaman's good. What about Honored Hierarch? It's
like only good on, but it's only good on like turn 1. After that, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but on turn 1, it's
but that's like 20% of the games. That shit's gonna be good. And this is always a 2-for-1. It's an elf.
Yep.
It fills in our 3 drops.
Yep. Sure.
I like it. Highblight Assassin or Timberpack Wolf.
Or Husk.
Or Husk. I would honestly put Husk 3rd. I do really like the card, but I feel like it's best in decks where you get. I feel it's better in red with like Active Treason and Dragon Fodder.
My thought is that we have a fair number of creatures that get outclassed, and that lets us get value out of our creatures that have been outclassed. But I guess if we just have I'd say the assassin here because if we need more elves and we're not going to get very many wolves. Like, so that is a 2/2. And I think that the upside of the elf.
So I would agree. Earlier, I think this is a better card in pack 1, but we have
no
other wolves.
Absolutely.
Yes. One of the payoffs. And maybe we can wheel a visionary.
I doubt it.
But this card is one of the payoffs for being an elf.
Yeah.
And now we're on the elf train.
Yep.
They're going to Santa's workshop. They're going to make us some toys.
Yep.
And we're going to make some kids sad at Christmas.
Let's hope so. Titanic Growth or the Macabre Waltz are the 2 that I see.
I feel like this might be the better pick.
Yep.
1 Titanic Growth already. I feel like this is going to be a little better for us.
Yep. We have a fair amount of Enter the Battlefield effects. We have a fair amount of things that reward us for trading. Crew Revival is a nice pickup for us, I think. It
sure is. And I think it's going to be the pick.
Yeah.
Do we have any other... We have 1, 2 zombies. We may
I don't
this.
care.
No. I'm just for the folks at home.
Yep.
This is not. It works really well if you have a couple zombies, but 5 mana unconditional removal is something that even at 5 mana, like a lot of times, and especially the elf deck, you're playing a lot of these little guys, and the board kind of stalls out. They play one big thing, and you have Highblight Assassin. You can't kill it. This gives you an answer to basically every creature in the format. And
I think the only other thing I would consider is the Veteran Sidearm, but we already have one of those. So.
Right.
Ooh.
So some choices on the higher end of the curve here. Disciple's good at stopping any big ground creature. Rock's Maulers is good sort of on its own as a win condition. I think it's better than our Gorger.
Yep.
Comes out a turn earlier, and if you get in there, it becomes a 6/6 trample versus a 5/6 vanilla. This also is a somewhat interesting card.
I think I'm not really considering that one.
Okay, so you'd have it between Disciple and Mauler.
Yep.
How do you feel?
Probably the Mauler. I think we could use another finisher.
And I'm actually gonna. So I'll do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out the Gorger.
Okay. Well, we could have had 3 Undead Servants, but
look at how good this pack is.
Yeah.
This is good in the aggressive red deck. This is good in blue black.
Yep.
This is good in control, Undead Servant, which nobody appears to be taking.
Yeah.
But that's like 4 good cards left.
Yeah.
I think we take the Recluse here. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Undead Servant. We had some experience with it. I think it was okay.
Last pick Assassin here, which I think we're going to take because we want elves to help our Sylvan Messenger. And we'll cut Return Centaur here.
Ooh, Rogue's Passage or Caustic Caterpillar for the board are what I'm considering here.
I think we can cut the Bonded Construct too. Oh wow, I forgot how good this is in our deck.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's
we
fantastic.
Can make all of our elves have Death Touch.
I think honestly, I'm thinking Rogue's Passage. Unless you think that we have enough finishers now that we have the Mauler. But what
How's our
artifacts
mana
are we super...
Mana looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
Cut this or take this.
I think that we can combat Call of the Full Moon fairly well with our curve.
Okay. This is probably for us.
Exactly. And honestly, sideboarding that in is probably a bold lightning gem.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You are not being played by somebody this late. And neither are you. Is nobody in red? Holy cow, these are good cards.
Yeah. I did see a late lightning in the last pack that I didn't say anything about because I've been trying to embrace that other people are allowed to play good cards and that I have to just let them go by sometimes and not whine about them.
Alright, so let's see what we got here.
Well, that's 23 cards.
We have 17 creatures. Let's kind of do an elf count too.
Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned that this deck doesn't really know if it's aggressive or not.
It does not.
I'm
going to get rid of preview because you guys should have seen all the cards by now.
And memorize them. There will be a
Rogue's
test.
Passage. I'm going to bring in Evolving Wilds, and I'm going to bring in, because I don't think I would play Evolving Wilds except we have this Rogue's Passage.
Sure. Yep.
And I feel like we're going to potentially want it to fix our mana, because if we draw like Forest, Rogue's Passage, Evolving Wilds, like that's, let's just go get our black. Okay. We only have 2 spells that require 2 of any one color. So I think our mana looks pretty good here.
So things I want to bring in are... that I want to consider bringing in.
Yep.
Is the Consecrated by Blood and a Vastwood Gorger.
So we need to make 2. We need to make 2 cuts out of these.
I think with 18 lands or 18 creatures and some of them being low impact, Consecrated by Blood is a fairly low risk additional finisher for us.
Okay. Dark Dabbling will, for us, basically will almost never turn on Spell Mastery.
Yep.
Because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells.
Yep.
So it'll never be a super blowout. It'll just be okay, which is not.
I think
it's not bad.
I think it's a sideboard card against heavy removal.
It's probably a better sideboard card than, and this is probably better main deck for us.
Sure.
I do not. I think I would play. I would go like this.
Okay.
This does add another double black card at 4 for us. We do have the Wastes and the Evolving Wilds to help with that. I guess we kind of have this too, because it taps for green. I like the Sidearm. Titanic Growth's a good trick.
Sidearm is great in our deck. We have some high upside cards, which unfortunately means we have some.
Let's do a quick elf count and see where we ended up. 1. Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to count the messenger.
Why not?
So we have 8. The messenger won't. It's mostly for the messenger.
Oh, okay, well, but it also is
we have
relevant
8
for the
other
shaman.
elves. It is. It would have been nice to have like 1 more elf.
Yeah.
But I think we can't be too sad with how we ended up there. The messenger basically drawing 4 with 8 others, so we probably have like a 1. On average, the messenger's going to hit 1. Not bad.
Yeah.
About.
What I wish we had is another trapper. That card is going to be...
Which one?
Another trapper, Naruto.
Oh, it would be really good. So this card, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Basically, the ability to give any of our elves that are attacking Death Touch and make them lose a creature. Especially, we can really put pressure on if we've got like a Cold Light out, where they're forced to lose a creature and trade with us. So I really feel like that's pretty good for us. I kind of like this. I actually kind of like these Cullblades in our deck, because if we can play them on 2 and then curve out from there, which this deck certainly looks like it wants to do, I think they can get to 3/3, 4/4 range, relatively quick, and that really sets them up to be pretty powerful.
I think also us disincentivizing our opponent trading benefits us.
Yeah.
When we have a Lord and we have the Shaman.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and with the Macabre Waltz is going to be pretty good for us too, I think, because it's going to allow us to trade off a bunch of stuff early and then get, we can even drop 2 creatures to the Consecrated, was it Bond? Consecrated by Blood, and get them back. So it's going to be a card where you definitely want to keep an eye on. And remember, we have so that we can keep a land in hand to discard or whatever, especially as we go to the late game. This card can win the game by itself.
Absolutely.
The Maulers
did several times in the pre-release.
The Passage was really good.
Yeah.
Even if you're just at a standstill, and when I played at the pre-release, I attacked with this guy like 3 or 4 turns in a row because he couldn't attack, I couldn't attack with my whole team.
Sure.
But just putting a clock on them for 3 a turn, even if you're tapping out to do it, is relevant. So yeah, I like where we are. The sidearm's going to be good with all these small guys. Even making your assassin a 3/3 is going to be good.
A 3/3 for 3 is respectable.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of card draw here at 4. So what does this guy do? He gains his life.
Yeah.
Other elves get +1/+1, and when he attacks, I get a life for each attacking elf. So
he also has reach,
which is relevant. Yep.
Yeah, he's a giant spider with upside.
Would have liked to have had one of the Reeves Souls. It's one of my favorite cards in the set.
Yep.
But what do we have for removal? We've got Wild Instincts, Cruel Revival. This is pseudo removal.
Yeah.
These guys can potentially sort of be removal, and the Trick.
Yep.
So little light on removal.
Little light.
It's all right. Let's see what they suggest for lands. 8/6. How does that look? Yeah, I guess that's about right, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
We got lots of black down
here. And we're actually 8/10.
That's right.
So that's pretty good.
These two both come as both. So.
Yep. Sweet.
We're gonna submit.
I want to cast that demon. Oh,
I'm right on.